Howdy ladies and gents, my name is Tom Gibson, and in this tutorial I'm going to talk about how I balance and mix my audio in all of my video projects. This is particularly important when I've got audio from my camera, I've got a voiceover, and I've got music, and I'm wanting to make sure that everything is being heard at the right levels throughout the entire video. So what I've got here is a vlog of my time in China this past summer, and you can see this first track is audio from the camera with some B-roll over it. And then I've got some music in this second track. And then this third track, if I mute that,
world, you can take a picture with a panda.
Is a voiceover that I had my wife do for this video since it was about her trip to see a panda. So what I'm gonna do here is I have this music fading in right here. Anytime I've got a voiceover, I want that to be the thing that comes out above the music, above the background audio from the video. That's gonna be what's main. So a few things about, I'm in the audio setup right now, and you can see my audio track mixer. I generally keep these at 0, and then I pull things down as I need be. I don't usually raise these up. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come down here and I'm gonna put a few keyframes. I'm actually gonna start it pretty low since it's already fading in, and then it goes straight to the voiceover. I'm gonna put a keyframe pretty much at the end of this. I'm gonna put 2 to lower it down, because if I only put 1, then it lowers this down, and then it lowers it all the way to the end since there's no other keyframe. So I'm going to put one more keyframe right there. And what I really like, I don't know if this is a new feature, but I just found it, is the audio clip mixer. Not the track. This controls everything in track 1, everything in track 2, and everything in track 3. But this audio clip mixer controls the clips in each particular track. So you'll notice I don't have anything in audio track number 1, so that's why there's no clip volume right here. But this clip volume for track 2 with the music, I used to just go and try to get it right exactly to where I wanted it, which was kind of hard. But now I can just say -8. And then it only brings down the part that's inside of the keyframes of that clip. So that's really convenient. So let's hear how that sounds.
You can take a picture with a panda, even though our tour group wasn't set to go
Okay, so that's pretty good. Let me see how this transitions out
to the panda base.
Okay, I don't like how abrupt that is, since it's coming out of the voiceover and just going straight to the music. There's not like another audio clip here. So I want to back this up so that way it's a more gradual increase. So I'm gonna actually move my playhead to the point that I want it to back up to. And then if I go to Effect Controls and then zoom in here, I can see my 2 keyframes. And then I can drag this first one back to where my playhead is. So now it gradually goes over up that way.
And a base.
It's still kind of abrupt, so I'm gonna actually move this one out a little bit. Okay, good. Especially good since it hits basically right before that downbeat. So that's good. Okay, so now on this one I can do an abrupt cut because it's going straight to this background noise of the park and then my wife's talking. And so I'm just going to put 2 keyframes here, and then I'm going to look to see where I want that to come back up. It's not going to come back up here because we've got more voiceover. We've got more audio here, and then I've got this clip of just her. So I'm going to bring it up right here. So let me put my 2 keyframes there. And now just click anywhere here. Go back to your clip mixer. Let me go -8. I think that seems to be pretty good. I can check. I try to keep it consistent, but I'll raise and lower if need be. Meaning, like, if that's at -8, I want this to be at -8 usually.
We're at the
So notice that abrupt drop wasn't as noticeable since this audio started. I'm gonna look at this transition right here. Okay, so this one, since I did fade out of here, this will sound a lot better if it fades in at the same rate as that fade out. So again, I'm just gonna come here, Effect Controls, make sure I've got that clip selected. I'm gonna come over to where my playhead is, zoom in, grab that first one and drag it over. So now that's gonna fade in while this one fades out. It's gonna be a little bit smoother, so let's hear that. Okay, and so this clip right here, even though I've got background audio, this is really just her sitting with a panda and there's a voiceover.
He's an adolescent.
There's some voiceover down here, and then I really want to keep some of this background audio because he's chewing on his bamboo. I like that sound. So first off, I'm gonna pull all of this down. So, and then let's go to Clip Mixer. Let's pull this maybe down to -12. Okay, so let me see how that sounds. Oh, I also need to lower the audio here. Let me put a couple keyframes there. Keyframe, keyframe, and that's gonna really kind of go to the end. So let me pull track 2, the audio down -8. So that pulls that down. So now I'm keeping my voiceover at 0. Let me see how this sounds.
I flew across the world to spend 20.
Okay, so that's good. And then right after this voiceover is over, even though I'm going to keep this audio going in the background, I want this music to come back up because it's just, it's a good moment. I'm going to gradually bring it up, and then it'll come out, I guess, right here. Bam, bam. And then go to my clip. This is at -8. I'm going to bring it up to 0 so you can actually see it go up there. So let's see how that sounds. Okay, so that's good. That's the general way that I do this, is I kind of go through, I look to see what I want prominent. This know that the new Premiere now has this little essential sound bar, and I haven't really used many of the options there, except for when I had this little last section where it was kind of supposed to be funny, where I had all these different songs. That one, and then Wouldn't It Be Nice by the Beach Boys. But that one's a little bit quieter, and then My Best Friend. That one's a lot quieter, and then that song. And so these were all at different levels. And so what I did is I went over here and I said it was music, and then I went to loudness and did this auto matching feature, which basically finds the average level of all these, and then it brings it down, brings the louder ones down to the average and brings the quieter ones up to the average. And so you click on auto match, you notice most of them went down because this one was pretty much the lowest, and it's not very loud anymore. But what you can do, I can raise these up like this, but that limits me to just raising it up by 6 decibels. If I still have them all highlighted, I can right click, click on audio gain, and let's say I want to bring it up by 12 dB. Now listen to the transition. Okay, so that's still just as loud. That one's good. So that's that helps me keep them all at the same levels, and that's a good feature, is the auto match. An important thing to keep in mind is that when you start with really clean, crisp audio that is recorded at a nice full sound, it makes this whole mixing process a lot easier. Most of my vlogs I record with a Rode VideoMic Pro attached to my camera, and I'll go ahead and link to a video that I did on the different settings that I use for when I'm in really loud environments versus when I'm in really quiet environments, how to get the best audio out of that microphone. For voiceovers, I use a Rode NT1A inside of my closet bag there, and I'll go ahead and link to a video that I did on my home studio setup. It doesn't necessarily get into the settings that I use for that microphone, but I plan on making a video in the future on how I record and edit my voiceovers. Thanks so much for watching, and if you'd like to see the vlog of my wife sitting with the panda bear, I'll go ahead and link to it somewhere on the screen here. And if you'd like to stay in the loop with any upcoming vlogs or educational content or any filmmaking tutorials, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video.